Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is having a nice day, and today I want to mainly talk about the news of the JP livestream. We will be doing some Great Wars clears and she said Total Wars clears, but I think like it's important to start talking about what's coming to JP and the EN version of the game. So when it comes to the live stream, what I'm more excited about is the new main story chapter. I think it's gonna be really nice. Even now, when I look at the PV they made, the scene where Kusunoha is sitting on top of the gate is really nice. That trailer still gives me goosebumps, so yeah, I'm really excited about that. The new raid looks, I don't know, I mean, from the silhouette we can see it may be like an animal type of raid, so maybe it's Lumpia, but I don't know, maybe it's like a new faction, if you wanna call it that way. Yeah, it's made to fit the strikers we have for the Sonic class, because the raid deals mystic damage in Insane and Torment, and all our Sonic strikers have heavy armor and they take reduced damage from mystic damage. On the other hand, well, it's obviously like Ichika and Hanako, Momiji and Kasumi, they have the right damage class for this raid, so having the benefit of having an ease in survival because they take 50% damage from the boss, and just having a lot of AoE and a lot of big multiplayers, I think they will do great. This may be one of the easier raids, I think, on release, because the roster we have to face this raid is really limited, having only 4 strikers to do it, and the rest of the strikers only do neutral damage. They don't have like any advantages over it. So I think this raid should be a little bit on the easy side, but if you don't have the Sonic strikers, then it's gonna be quite a mess for the people that didn't get Hanako or Ichika, especially those two. Kasumi is good, I think she's really good, but the issue is that her damage ramps up the more you use her, so it takes time, and you have like one strong EX up every 3 EX skills, which is not the best. But the benefit she has is that she pairs very well with other damage dealers because she has a defense reduction debuff. In that way, she's more like a utility DPS. When it comes to the collaboration, I honestly don't have many thoughts on it. I am not familiar with a certain scientific railgun, so I don't have any opinions on the characters. Performance-wise, I think they kept the trend they had with Miku. They are not bad, but they are not meta. They are going to be good for the people that are fans of the characters in question, but they are not going to be like mandatory for people to pick or chase. So, for example, I think I will skip them. I'm very curious for the next main story characters that will be added with the release of the new chapter. So yeah, I will be skipping the collaboration, but that doesn't mean that they are bad. I just don't know enough about them, and I'm not a fan of the franchise. So yeah, I will be skipping them. Of course, I will do like a more detailed first impression video when they come out and we get all the numbers, but like on a first glance, I think they are like not for me. When it comes to the EN rerun event that we're going to have soon-ish, I think it should be at the same time where the Kaho banner comes live. I think that event is good. You can get fragments for Michiru, and I don't know what 3-star characters will have their fragments available in the reward shop, but rerun events are always nice. They have a lot of rewards that you can pile up and help you build future characters, so that's a good one. And yeah, if you don't have like regular Isuna, she's a good pickup. If you don't have Iroha, she's a good pickup. Iroha has fallen a little bit in popularity. She was like really strong for Peroro, but she's not that popular anymore. Strategies have changed. However, I think she's still a really valid choice. I still use Iroha in Peroro and Chirokuro sometimes. Also in Ghost, I use Iroha from time to time, but it's not like a must pick. After that banner though, we are getting the custom party banner with Maid Alice and Bunny Toki. And right now, to be honest, I don't have like a certain opinion about them. I don't really know who's better. Because from a utility standpoint, I feel like Bunny Toki is better. She's like really good at Kaitan. But from a power perspective, I think Maid Alice is stronger. But if you're not lagging in DPS, you may prefer having some utility in the team. Like, it all depends on what your needs are, in my opinion. That both characters are strong, both characters are like worth picking up. They are not must characters, but they are not like bad pickups. And I don't remember right now, I think they are not limited, so there is no need to chase for them. But if they are limited and you want to chase for one, just pick the one that fits your needs better. In my case, I went with Bunny Toki, and I think I got spooked by Maid Alice a lot later. I think they are not limited, if I recall correctly. So yeah, in that banner, just pick either your favorite or the one that you need the most. The real issue is after the custom party banner, because after that we have Reisa, and I think we have after Reisa, Rumi and Mina. And Reisa is a strong character, but she's like a weird character because she's more useful in the content that she's not made for in theory. Like, she will be most useful in Peroro, she will be most useful in Gregorius, but she will not be like meta in any of the penetrating raids. So yeah, like, that banner is like good, but it's not for the people that is looking for help in penetrating raids. And then we have Rumi and Mina, and that banner is also good. Both characters are really good. You can justify pulling for any of them, but the real issue is that they are coming before Minori, and Minori is coming before the SRT Summer, so if you want to pull for everyone, you're going to have a hard time because you're not going to be able to get everyone. It's just like, I don't think there will be enough resources available for you to get everyone. That's like the main issue with that. So yeah, it's planning, a lot of planning, because you will want to get the SRT Summer because they are excellent, but they are excellent within their niche, but they are so excellent at that they are like a must pick for me. Like, I would not advise skipping any of them. They will carry your Gregorius runs, and I think future content will also fit them better, so yeah, it's complicated. And then after that we have Summer Chiroko and Hanako, that's coming like a little bit after Chiroko. Chiroko is good, she's finding a lot of popularity in PvP mainly. In raids, she's like being picked a lot in Torment. In Insane a little bit, but nothing like too much. I wouldn't say she's meta in PvE, but yeah, she's a worth pickup. And what comes after, like, I'm a little bit disappointed on the UI Hinata summer event. UI looked so good, and then she just was not so good. So yeah, like, that was a little bit disappointing to me. So I just did the Kaiten heavy armor version. I was thinking about doing the explosive armor, light armor version, and I put Banitoki in the team. But she's a good shield breaker for this raid, so it's not like a big issue. I just lost some DPS from not having Maki and her defense breaking, but we still cleared it and had some spare time, so yeah, that was actually fairly good. The current Grade Wars have the special version of Kaiten effects as the Torment difficulty one. It's really hard. It's really hard. You need so much damage and they deal so much damage. It's not something that everyone could do. Like, usually by day 2 or 3 I'm out of Platinum, but I think people is struggling with the Mystic version, so I'm still like halfway into Platinum rank, which is kind of surprising. Let me know if the game sound is too loud. I think it should be fine, but if it's too loud, let me know please. And if you have any questions or comments or thoughts you wanna share, please do so in the chat. I'll read them and yeah, let's have a conversation. I'm actually curious, like, I don't know. No, hello, welcome. Perfect. Since we are here, like, I'm curious about something. I don't know, because I'm not familiar with a certain scientific railgun, the anime or whatever game it is, like, but I don't know how familiar people is with that outside of Japan. I don't know if this is like a Japan popularity collaboration or like it's like popular in general. Like, are you familiar with it? Because personally I have never heard of that thing, yeah. Okay, so it's popular outside Japan. I see, I see. Because I never heard of it, or maybe it did, but I'm not like too aware of it. That's why like it never came to my attention. But yeah, like it was surprised. I was expecting them to collaborate with something. So there is a popular Irano boy right now. Ah, okay. With several anime series. Okay, from what I understand, this spin-off, the one that is collaborating with Blue Archive, is a spin-off of a main series. I don't know what the thing is, but I was expecting them to collaborate, like, I don't know, with another Nexon game or like another Joestar game, like Azur Lane, for example, or like, or a popular game like Uma Musume. I was not expecting it. It was popular globally during 2008 and 2015 approximately. I see, I see. Probably in Japan it's still retaining a lot of popularity. It's one of those things that die off outside of Japan, but go still pretty strong in Japan. I mean, the characters look really interesting. Like, their kits are really good. They are not like meta by any means, but I think they will be like good choices, especially for the people that is fan of them. And yeah, they will be able to enjoy using the characters they like. Okay, perfect. I had the fear that the boss music would be too loud. My score actually improved. That's funny. Okay, let me see the music issue. That should be better now. Perfect, thank you. I'm really curious about the Sonic Raid. The silhouette of the raid looks really interesting. It's like a big animal. And yeah, like the Sonic characters, they are going to shred it for sure. Any characters I skipped on JP that I want to pull on global? Yeah, I will pull for sure on Minori's banner. Like, she's stupidly good, especially for Gregorius, so I will be pulling for her for sure. I will skip Reisa again, even though I want to pull for her, but it's a resource game in the end, so I have to skip Reisa. Rumi and Mina, I will probably skip them both. I will risk it. I would usually recommend Mina for Gregorius, but I'm really low on resources, so I don't want to risk it too much. I will see how many Pyroxene I have between now and that banner, and if I have like 48k, I will do like 12k on that banner, and if it goes bad, I will just save and wait for Minori and pull for Minori as hard as I can, and then hope I get her early so I can get both SRT Summer banner characters. Yeah, also Summer Miyako I skipped the first time around, and she spooked me later, like one banner later, but it was too late. Gregorius was gone already, so this time I want to be ready for Gregorius. What I'm like still pondering is what to do with the costume party banner on EN. I like Bunny Choki a lot, and freaking Maidalis is really strong, but I don't know, I don't feel like they are a must pick. Like, they are good, both of them, but I'd rather have Minori or Mina or both SRT Summer. Like, I don't know, I don't feel like they provide a lot of utility and like team feeling, but I don't feel like they provide the level of value that Minori and the SRT Summer provide. Yep, I forgot to put Maki in again. Well, it's fine. We can do it with Panitaki anyways, but it's not ideal. We want Maki's debuff here. Even though Mika can do all the bulk of the work, but... Oh crap, wrong buff. It's gonna be fine anyways, hopefully. Oh no, Dino, no! Oh, she's dead. Oh, this is a nice feature they added. I don't know if it's already implemented in EN, but now you can go back to the lobby instead of restarting. So that allows you to not lose the team you were using. It's like a full restart. You see, I can reuse this team, I can modify my deployment. The lobby, back to lobby button is really good. It's a lovely addition they made. Now where is Maki? I wonder how many people will genuinely pull on the Collab banner. Like outside of Japan, like the people that plays in the JP server that is not Japanese. How many will actually pull for that Collab banner? Like, I hope it does well, because the better the game does, the more likely is to stay free to play friendly. But I don't know. I'm a little bit cautious about it. Maybe I'm underestimating the popularity of that series, or... I mean, it must be really popular in Japan still. Like, people was freaking out in the chat when they saw the collaboration trailer. So, who did you expect to be the collaboration? Who would you wish that was actually the collaboration instead? Last time some people was saying, I don't remember the name of the anime game, but some people was like really set on wanting like a specific thing. Someone left also a comment in one video saying they wanted something specifically, but I don't remember what was. I don't know. I would have preferred something else, to be honest. Something connected to Joestar or Nexon. Like, they have so many games connected to them. Like Azur Lane, I think the Konosuba game is connected to them too. Arknights, I don't know, there is so many other games. Feels like a wasted opportunity to me, but again, I'm not familiar with Railgun, so I don't know. Isn't if you pull in on the Kaho banner? Like, is anyone here like a super hardcore Kaho fan? Which, for those that are not aware, Kaho and Cheese are going to have a group story chapter released soon-ish. I can't remember the date specifically, I think it's next week. But that would be funny, like... I want to see the interaction between Kaho and Chise. Maybe they explain why Kaho is such a fan of Chise. Which I don't blame her, like, Chise is really a really fun and cute character. a lot easier with Maki in the team. I've been thinking lately, isn't Chise the most popular idol? I think that's why she's a fan. I mean, yeah, she's a popular idol, but like, Kaho, like, I wanna know, like, is she's just like a regular fan of Chise, or like she has a reason to be such a fan? Because I don't know if they are even in the same club or not. So yeah, it would be fun to know like more about the relationship between Kaho and Chise. Like when, where is she? Where is she? There. When Summer Chise came out, she was not great. She's still not great. I really wanted to get Chise, like she's so cute. This L2D is fantastic. The turtle is great, and Chise too. Like it's just such a nice L2D. One thing I'm sad about is rip my hopes for a Halloween event. It seems that they don't have any plans for Halloween. It could be funny to get a Sukuyo Christmas skin, so she can be like a Christmas tree on her EX. I'm gonna do a Mystic Kaiten. I hate Kaiten. This version is so annoying. This is not the best composition to do it, but it gets part of the job done. It allows me to do a 2-team clear, I think. Torment is just impossible to me right now. I just have too many issues surviving it. So the chapter 5 looks so good. I cannot wait to know more about Kusunoha. Like, when she met Seiya on the Dream Realm, she was like, I'm not part of your world anymore. Like, she's such a mystic character. I'm really curious, like, what is Kusunoha? Who is Kusunoha? Is she like a deity or something? Like, she cannot be a normal student. Also, there is this other character I really want to know more about, Nagusa. She's like a samurai girl with like a snow hairpin, like snowflakes hairpin. She looks really nice too. I think like the Akiyako characters have like among the coolest designs in the game. I like a lot that old Japanese style design they choose for the Akiyako. Such a hard name to name. I think this girl will be like the first banner for the new main story chapter. But we don't know anything about her. Or at least I don't recall her seeing her anywhere. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Here I'm just gonna let Arisu and Kasumi carry my team. Arisu has such a high attack stat, it's ridiculous. But I think her critical stats are like really lame. That's why she's like not OP. They tend to balance like high attack characters like that. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. We got instantly the break. I tried getting a one team clear with the Maidrisu on the first team, but it didn't work. It was worse than using Wakamoto. I'm pretty lucky that Kaiten hasn't activated the chill at any time. And that's the reason for Nagisa to be here. Like, she can break the shield with no issues. You need 10 hits, if I recall correctly. So yeah, like Nagisa just destroyed the shield. That was a pretty comfy clear. Usually takes a lot of restarts. Ooh, new score. Another thing I've been curious about, which I don't know how many of you have an opinion on it, but I feel like the game has been taking the challenges like in a good direction. I don't feel like the challenges are too power bound right now. Torment is a little bit like too much power bound, but in general, joint fire drills and like great wars are like fun, and the boss mechanics have been pretty consistently fun. Some are annoying, but at least they are not like, oh, you just need to deal damage. I like what they are doing with the challenges they implement into the game, and they are making the stages in the story quest and everything less tedious. I used to find them very tedious, so. But I feel like they are also making the puzzles less tedious. Like it feels more streamlined now. And yeah, I think EN, when it gets to the point we are in JP, like you will start feeling the same. Like the game is getting a lot more streamlined. Everything is like working better. Like they are making a lot of quality of life improvements. For example, a popular complaint was the lack of stamina, and they are updating the cafe, and they are giving us a second room in which we can get income from it, and we will have more characters that will visit us, so we can rise the affection ranks faster. And now having interactive furniture in the cafe will improve the chances for the related character to that furniture to visit you. So those little quality of life changes they are making the game a lot more like fun, in my opinion. Like they're taking away a lot of the tedious parts of the game, and that's really good. Also, the resource income is going to improve, so we will be able to build more characters because we will be able to get more experience and credits. So I like the changes they are making. They don't feel pushy towards monetization. And they also give a lot of Pyroxen for free and free tickets. So yeah, like I feel like the game it's going in a good direction in that regard. There are some things I would still improve a little bit, especially when it comes to the books and these materials, like upgrade materials and books. They are like too scarce in my opinion. But now we have a new source with the Great Wars. We can get them not only from Total Wars, from Great Wars 2. So it's slowly but surely improving. The three characters on the bottom of the screen are the ones I think that are like a must from the roadmap they announced. When do I level a character all the way to max? It depends. For example, I usually give priority to my tank characters and my DPS characters, experience-wise, because I need them to survive. If the tanks die, everyone else will die, and if the DPS cannot survive, you will not be able to do enough damage to clear the challenge. So in my opinion, tanks and DPS have priority, experience-wise, and supports are last. And you should max supports only when you're pushing for like a new high score, a new difficulty, and just invest into them in the way you need them to survive better, or like, but do not over invest on supports, because usually you can help their survivability a lot just with good deployment. For example, Ui, in this case, I maxed her because there are some challenges. For example, Kaiten effects. It's rare that she will have like an advantageous position to be in the field, so her survivability will be bad in Kaiten. So in that case, I prefer to have a maxed Yui. And when I say max, I just mean like max level and gear, but I don't even have her UE or like all the stars, and she's surviving well enough. So just max support characters in the way you feel like you need them to be stronger, like harder to kill. But yeah, like max level characters, tanks, or like frontliners, because Hoshin is not a tank, but she's a frontliner. Same for Mika, even though Mika is virtually a tank with that stupid high HP and this sub-skill that reduces the damage she takes. But yeah, you want them to survive. Frontliners and DPS like Aru, Hanako, Ichika, you want them to be as beefy as possible. And then your utility characters, they don't need to be maxed. Maki, Vanitoki, Atsuko, like Yuka, they are just utility characters, so they don't need to be maxed, even though Yuka is a tank. And yeah, same with Elf. Elves always tanks and DPS. Because in the end, having more stars will give you the most important stat you will get from stars is HP and attack. Those are the most important you will get. But when you are a support, for example, when you have a character like Ui, like she doesn't need to have a ton of attack, even though she has, because her weapon type being a sniper rifle. But she doesn't need to have that much attack. She doesn't need to have this much HP, because you can fix survivability with deployment, and she's not there to do damage. She's there to provide you with more options to do damage. So yeah, like priority always tank, DPS, and supports. They are not like priority, but the rule is invest when you need. But that's like my rule of thumb. Like, there are few exceptions to this rule. Like for example, Hoshino. She's a support, but she's a frontliner, so you want her maxed as much as you can, because otherwise she will just go down. You need her to be alive to make the most of her EX skill. There are there are other characters that are also exceptions to this rule, but it's not very common. For example, Akane, because she runs so fast, you usually want to have her like as beefy as you can if you're going to use her in any type of content, because she will be in the front, she will take a lot of damage. Even though she's a middle deployment character, she runs too fast, so she will get ahead of your tank. But yeah, like, if anyone is looking to pull for Kaho, she's decent. I've been trying to work on her slowly, but the resources are a little bit scarce, and I have Isuna right now as priority because I need her for raids. But Kaho is not bad. She just has really strong competition, and that's why she gets knocked down. But like, it's like even almost an unfair comparison because Mika is Mika and Wakamu is still like stupidly good. And they are like fest characters, and festival characters are always OP. They are the strongest characters in the game. Which makes sense because they are celebratory characters for like important goals like half anniversary or the full anniversary. Like, I don't know if this event has come to end yet, but this is a really useful event. And you can do this. Sadly, she's not going to be a character because she's an NPC. But yeah, you can get a lot of free resources from here, money, materials. Like, this is really good. I always just give priority to what I need the most, and obviously the big materials because they are more scarce. Any NPC I'm looking forward to be playable? Well, Aoi is one. Rin could be nice to have. Ayumu would be like a super cute special character to have a playable. Like, I wish she was a special character. I think she's one of my favorite, if not my favorite NPC. Like, I don't know, she's just the best NPC in my opinion. Momoka would also be fun. I think she would make for a great striker. Like a Kasumi style striker. Hello, hello, welcome. Let me go to the English server now. And let's do some chisel in the background while we talk about the news and the events. I wonder like how long the global server is going to keep feeding us with free resources, because we have gotten a lot of free stuff in global, like a lot more than we got in JP. I feel like after the summer event they will stop. Like they will go like, okay, we caught up resource wise, so we're going to normalize the distribution of stuff. Yeah. By the way, I'm asking people when they join, are you familiar with the a certain scientific railgun, the collaboration they are doing with Blue Archive? I'm not familiar with it myself, so I wanna see how many people is actually familiar with it. I will probably put a poll about it like on Sunday or something like that. Because to me it felt like a collaboration targeted towards the JP audience, but apparently like it was really popular globally a few years ago, so I don't know, maybe I'm just too oblivious. Oh, nice, nice. Hello, hello. So you're hyped for the collab too, I see. Yeah, like it seems that a lot of people is hyped for it. I'm just not familiar with it. If you're like pulling for them, like they are not bad pickups, but don't expect them to be like super meta. They are going to be enjoyable to use for people that is fan of that series, but they're not going to be like hard meta at anything. I see, I see. So I don't know how many of you have watched the trailer, but maybe we can watch it together. Let me see if I can set up this proper. Yeah, I'm skipping them even they won't come back. So here's the thing. Like collaboration characters are like collectibles for people that is fan of them. But if you're not a fan, for example, like me, like there is no real interest into it, and they are not like super strong. They are good, but they are not meta. So for me, which I'm a bigger fan of Blue Archive than I'm of that collaboration, I will just wait for the Blue Archive characters because I'm not familiar with that series. And for example, this character in the screen right now, she's probably going to be the first character to be released on Volume 5. And I don't know, I rather pull for her than the collaboration. It's the same with Miku. I'm familiar with Miku, but I'm not a fan, so I didn't pull for Miku. And she's decent, but she requires a stupid amount of resources to max, and she's not like meta. And even though I'm not meta chasing in any of my accounts, I don't want to use resources on characters that I don't know too much about. So yeah, like I don't judge anyone for pulling on collaborations just for collectionist purpose, but in my case, I prefer to be a collectionist of characters I like or Blue Archive characters. If the collab was with something I'm very familiar with and I really like, I could pull 100%. But it's not worth for me in this case specifically to pull. Okay, here's the trailer. I hope. No, wait, let me turn down the volume a bit. It's gonna be really loud. Like, they look nice, they look like fun characters. the first one looks like a penetrating Haruna in like kit-wise. And this one, Misaki, she has a really interesting kit. She brings a new type of CC in Confusion. And Confusion is interesting because it makes that the enemies fight between them. And that's interesting. Like it counts as hard CC, so it should be decent, for example, at hot in the explosive variant of it. But I don't know, I don't see her being like super useful like in explosive raids themselves. Because for example, in Gregorius, you don't need CC, you need debuffs. So she's not going to be like too useful in Gregorius, even though I think I mistakenly said that in the video. I don't know. Like, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if any of them will be meta in PvP. But you have to consider that in general, like besides Iori, penetrating characters have DPS specifically have not been met in PvP because tanks in PvP, for example Hoshino or Tsubaki, Atsuko, Yuka, they are not weak to penetrating damage, so they are not like, too successful in there. And Iori, because she shoots 3 times and her attack and critical like are stupid, she can take down the tanks, but you are mainly looking for Iori to shoot on the characters in the back. So yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know how useful they will be. I think they will be good to the point that people can use them for like torment stuff and like team filling, but they are not good enough like to force people to pull for them. And I think that's great actually. I'm not saying that like is something negative. I think that's great that they are not forcing people to pull for collaboration characters. I respect that a lot. And let's suffer a little bit with cheese. This raid is a pain in the ass. Like this can go really good or really bad for me. I mean, yeah, like it's not said that the collaboration characters will never be rerun. So yeah, like you said, they may even have a rerun in the future. Like you never know. I've seen games rerunning collaborations. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Vanishing Grey Raven, but they rerun the Nier Automata collaboration, and so many games do rerun of collaborations. In the end, like making collaborations a one-time thing, it's kind of bad because some people start playing games for the collabs and they don't get the characters, and like giving them no hope to get them ever again, it's demotivating. So yeah, I think that reruns are in the realm of possibilities. I don't think it's completely impossible for them to happen. This account has the big issue of not having Cherino. Oh crap. Oh, true, I used her today. I cannot run this because I don't have any other good Cherino available to me. If any of you have a good Cherino available in EN that I can rent, feel free to add me now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if 27,600,000 will be enough. In JP, I did score 27,864, I think, on the first time Insane came about, and I didn't make it into Platinum. But I don't know, Ian is a lot different from what I heard, and I think they said it in a live stream like in the past. Ian scores higher than JP in raids, so yeah, I'm afraid that that's not gonna be possible. Maybe I don't know why. I mean, yeah, Ian has more information because we have the JP experience to learn from, and then we can score higher. But I don't know, like the resources and stuff. I don't know how people can get that much higher scores. Yeah, like it's I did 27 and 27,800,000 in JP. It was a really clean one team run, and it was like with a lot of extra time. But here now, like here my score is bad. I'm 200k below you in Ian. But I mean, even though I'm 200k below you, I'm close to platinum, so you may be able to make it. But people here is scoring so high. Okay, let's figure this out. Maybe we can do it without Cherino, but her Axel is really good and her AoE is really good. So I have a hard time thinking we will be able to do it. Maybe with Iori, but I don't know. Feels like a stretch. Who guys are you looking forward to have like in the next event, for example Christmas? Who do you want to have a Christmas alt? I would really like to have Suguyo. I think it would be really fun if she can turn into a Christmas tree. But I think it's going to be like Mine maybe, like the Remedial Knights. It feels like the Christmas event is for the Remedial Knights. But you never know. There is always hope. I didn't expect Hanako to have a Summer alt and their chase with one. So yeah. Nothing is impossible anymore. Same with Chiroko, I didn't expect her to get the alt so soon. Oh yeah, I want Arius to have an event. I also want Hakiako to have an event. Top Insane is 27,649. Huh. It's not that high. I could actually break this one. Like in one of my mock runs, I actually did get more than that. When I managed to get the one team clear with Mika hitting her hits, I can score higher than that. It's just that I always die a little bit before Mika misses, so I've been just being content with the two teams. But this feels very breakable as a score. I just have not been running Hoshino because I feel like I lose too much AoE with her in the team. And my Yori is not fully built. But yeah, Arius could be nice. Yeah, on the phone is complicated. The emulator is fine, but it can be clunky sometimes. What I wanted to is wanna show you the hitboxes for the EX skills of the collaboration.
かっこいい。かっこいい。おお。出る可能性もあるかな。大丈夫です。皆さん。
I think they're interesting, but it's okay, that's one. That's why I said that one looks like a Haruna for penetrating damage. It's a lot wider than Haruna's, and she doesn't have any fall of damage because Haruna's damage goes down as she hits more targets in the line. She doesn't have that. Her multiplier is a little bit lower if I recall correctly. I think Haruna's multiplier is higher. And Haruna weapon type is a sniper, so she's bound to have a higher attack than this girl. Makoto, I think it's her name. So yeah, but if her attack stat is like about 5 or 6k, she could be really good. Like really, really good. Like that hitbox is not amazing, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, it's a Tricos like Junko, and she reaches a lot longer than Junko. Yeah, I like that hitbox. I feel like it's really good. And the animation is nice too. I'm just curious about her stats because they are doing this showcase with max characters against, I think, hardcore difficulty. It's not like that hard of a difficulty. Okay, so there, like, I will try to go back a little. Here we can see the Saturn hitbox. The AoE of that EX is decent, the multiplayer is also decent, and the cost is good, is fairly cheap at being 3. But the issue with it is that it's just one instance of damage, and the area is like not good enough for certain stuff. For example, Kaiten effects. If we want to put her in the penetrating variant of Kaiten, she will not be that good. Like, she will be able to hit maybe 2 in the corner, or like when they go across. Like, you can make her hit multiple targets, but in phase 2 her value will fall like tremendously because it's one instance of damage. So she will not be breaking shields, she will not be applying like a lot of damage because it's one big hit on a big hitbox, so it's like lost value. I still think she can be useful in stuff like joint fire drills and stuff like that. So yeah, like she's not terrible. I think she's pretty decent, but she will not be replacing anyone anytime soon. Okay, and this one is one of the most interesting characters. So the hitbox, I mean, the area in which she can place her first target is enormous. The AoE of it is fairly small, to be honest, especially because it's not a true AoE. It can only hit up to 3 people, like the main target and the two closest one, two closest enemies to the target. But the problem with that is that in raids, for example, it's not amazing. I don't see this one, for example, being extraordinarily good at Kaiten. Like, I can see her being decent at HOD because of how long that confusion effect is, and because confusion is part of the CC category, like you can get a lot of value, and she has CC power passive, so she can be good in HOD. And funny enough, they are making HOD Great Wars like soon after this event is gone, so people that pulls for I think her name is Misaki will be able to use Misaki in that in Great Wars, but I don't see her being like too good anywhere else. Still, you can get use out of her, like no doubt. Her multipliers are enormous. The cost is a little bit on the high side, but if her attack stat is anything good, like anything close to, for example, Hinata, she can be pretty decent. And the animation is pretty funny too. Yeah, like that's the gameplay showcase. They used to do these showcases with like level 70 characters and all skills at like level 7 and level 3x skills. Now they are using fully max characters, so we know that the multipliers showed on the screen are max. This been the same for like the last two times they've done this. Like when they showed on the gameplay showcase, and then when I go to check on the banner info, they have the max multiplier. So I'm assuming this time is the same. So yeah, like max multipliers for them are decent. Also, I'm guessing it's max multipliers because they have all characters at the same level of investment, and Ichika has max multiplier, so her EX is max. So I'm guessing all this is the same for everyone else. Mika is gonna be singing for us on the next update on the 24th. She will be singing Kyrie eleison on the episode 23 of volume 3. It will be in the background. Here it is. This is an important piece of news. So for the people that is working on the unique accessories of characters, wait until the update, because the requirements for tier 1 will go down from 20 to 15, and for tier 2 from 25 to 20. So wait for the update, don't waste your gifts. You can get max unique accessories just by waiting. So do not overinvest now, wait 4 days and you will be able to reach the unique accessory thresholds much easier. And this is the secret for the new raid that is coming. I mean, it's fine. The affection levels give you stats, so it's never bad to invest on them. But if you are just investing in them to get the UA to tier 2, you don't need to. You can just wait 1 week. In JP, obviously, for global this is far away. But yeah. So if you're playing JP, be patient, wait 4 days, and then you can get the UA tier 2. But if you're just going to invest anyways, because of the stats of the affection levels, you can do it anyways. This is going to be the next raid. This is going to be the Siege Armor or Elastic Armor raid. It will deal special damage. Those will all have to wait 6 months for that. I think it should be around that. Maybe a little bit more. Because this is how many is like 2 months after the summer event. Yeah, and the summer event, the SRT summer and Hanaku summer event, they are coming. I don't remember. Let's check the roadmap actually. Wait a second. Not very broad this, so let me see if I can get the roadmap online without leaking anything important. I don't know how many of you have looked at the roadmap actually, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. About to open it now. Give me a sec. And I'll wait to get it on the screen. Oh, perfect. So we are getting on December for Christmas, we are getting the summer event of the SRT summer event. So considering that is 2 months, so it's 2 months to the summer event, the SRT one, and then you have to add to that like another 2 months and a half maybe to get to the point we're in JP now. Yeah, we're like 4 months and a half away from getting all the new quality of life changes in Ian. This event is really, really good. The value of this event is so high. Like, yeah, from November through December, it's gonna be a mess. The people that haven't saved too much, you're going to struggle a lot if you haven't saved. Because from November through December, all the characters are good. Like, there is no bad characters. Not everyone is a must, but they are really good. But yeah, like, in general, I like the thing. Like, what all the announcements and stuff, they look very nice. Yeah, like, this is the new boss, and it's so made to cater to the strikers we have. Starting with the terrain is urban terrain, and all the Sonic Strikers have bonuses on urban terrain. They all have like A or S grade on urban terrain, so they're going to be fine. Obviously, it's elastic armor, so they will deal extra damage, and the damage type of the boss is Mystic, which deals 50% damage to heavy armor, and all the strikers we have for Sonic damage have heavy armor. So survivability will be easy. Damage will be good because they are all strong. I think this will be like a very mechanic raid. It's not going to be too much about damage. It's going to be... I feel like it's going to be like a challenge type raid. This is like, I have no basis to guess this, so take this with a giant grain of salt. But the thing is, due to how well set up we are in theory for this raid, if you pull all the Sonic Strikers, especially Ichika and Hanako, I think this is going to be more like a challenge type. It's going to have like mechanics and stuff like that, or like waves of enemies that we have to defeat, so we take max profit of the AoE we have. But I don't think it's going to be like a DPS race, like Vina style. I don't feel like it's going to be like that. The other thing I think is going to be from the Slumpia faction of characters, or maybe a whole new faction, because it's like an animal, and on the back you can see another animal. It looks like a beaver or something like that, and in the front this wolf looking character. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, and this just like 3 weeks away, a little bit, like something between them. No, wait, it's on the 29th, so yeah, it's on by the end of November, it's a month away. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. I cannot wait to see this raid, actually. About the Great Wars. This is going to begin as soon as the collaboration event ends. This is going to be fun. The Torment difficulty is going to be on the regular type, the penetrating type, so the heavy armor type, so it's going to be a classic raid in that sense. But it's going to be interesting to do HOD with explosive and what's the name? Mystic characters. Because off the top of my head I can't think about too many characters that will comply with HOD, the CC condition on those classes. This is my Ian account. Like, yeah, I don't have all the characters that are available in JP, but even in JP I'm lacking many characters, so it's still like a good, like we can still get a fair idea of what could I do in this raid. And the thing is that when I look at Explosive, who has CC on Explosive? Maybe Akari? I think she has? No, she does not have. I don't know. I mean, Susumi has, she has a stun. Yeah, but it's a fairly short one. I mean, we can still use Kayoko. The Kayoko strategy will still work. She's explosive too, she will be fine. And probably for DPS we're going to be using Aru. She's like the... obviously it's not Mika, but she's like close to Mika in damage. I mean, Aru's attack is ridiculously high. It's one of the highest in the game. I mean, it was, because at this point, with all the stupid high attack characters we have, it's not even that impressive anymore. God is one of the most interesting raids. God is an enigma for me. The only time he was around I was too low to even try Extreme. I mean, yeah, Hot, like, if you are like low level, it's complicated because of the CC requirement, and then you have to be really quick to take profit of the damage windows. But in the end, HOD, like many other raids, is just a resource management challenge. I mean, to be honest, Saki is decent at HOD, but it's not fantastic. I tried running her, and yeah, she's not exactly great. So when HOD comes around again for Ian, I would recommend you, if you have these characters, obviously, like if you don't have any of them, like you can rent the character you're missing, and if you are missing multiple, like that's a little bit more complicated. But my honest recommendation would be you go with where is she? So with Ui, you go with Mika, you go with where is Kayoko? I worked to make Kayoko. There she is. You go with these three, and last you can go with either Maki, or you can go with Midori, or you can go with Akane. This will be your striker lineup. Most likely you will be using either Akane or Maki. I don't remember personally who I was using, but this is your striker lineup. And on the specials, well, it's fairly obvious. I don't think this is like an enigma for anyone. These two are just too good. And this should carry you through Insane. You will be able to do 1 team clears with this team. And how this team works is actually fairly simple. You give the first Ui EX skill to Kayoko, and then you give it to Mika, and you keep breaking the pillars and the boss with Kayoko's EX and normal skill, and then you make just mashed potatoes with the enemies when Mika can use the damage window. So yeah, this is like the team you will be using on HOD. Like, it's really easy. It can be a little clunky because sometimes characters will die. It's bound to happen, especially if you're like low invested on any of them. But when I did it on JP, I had more or less the same investment level you see here, and it's not great, so you should be more than fine. Yeah, this is a 1 team clear. Now, if by any chance, let's say you fail to get the 1 team clear, but you're very close and you want to do the 2 team clear, for your team 2, I would just simply recommend doing where is she? Tsubaki, 100%. Yeah, Kayoko is stupidly good for HOD and nothing else, but for the value you get out of her in HOD, is worth investing on. But yeah, like for an eventual team 2, Tsubaki is one of your best choices. I don't have Hoshino on this account, but Hoshino is also a great choice. Miyako, it's good, but you need to accompany her with CC power, which is not an issue because on the special slots we are going to be using Chihiro, which you should have. And if you don't have Chihiro, you can use Yoshimi. They both give CC power here, so you will be fine, and they both have CC on the EX. Obviously Chihiro is better, but you can use both or either or. I could usually say go with Chihiro and maybe Fuka. And then for your DPS, I don't have her here, but you go with Kazusa or Iori, or you can also use Maki and Fuki for extra stun here. Like, team 2 is fairly open. Yeah, it's great that we got a lot of Kayoko elves on the last event, yeah. I don't know when HOD is going to come around, the global version again. I don't even remember who's coming after Chisat, to be honest. We're having Chirokuro after Chisat. Chirokuro is actually an annoying raid for me in both accounts. More probably on my JP account actually than in my EN account. Because the JP account does not have Ako and does not have Fuka. My JP account has issues with support, but I'm still managing it somehow, but it's not great. But yeah, like for Chirokuro, which is next after this one, obvious support choice, and your obvious tank choice for dodging, and then you go something like this for damage, and either you can go with Maki for defense break, or you can go with Hoshino for Axel and more damage. I usually would go for Hoshino. It will make your rotation more smooth, but Maki is not a bad pick. The only issue with that is that your rotation may become too cost heavy, so be careful with that, plan accordingly. I usually would pick like this or like this for the starting skills, and then work around I get. Probably like you hope to get Himari before you get Wakamo, so you can buff Wakamo with Himari. Yeah, if you can find an Ako EX skill to use in between, it's really good. Those would be like my recommendations for HOD and Chirokuro. For this raid, if you want to try breaking the score of the top insane player, I think this is not the best composition, to be honest. I would rather do this than this, and I think this guy is just getting it because he's been more lucky. But honestly, I think this is a better composition, and I think that one character that has been like very undervalued is Midori. Midori is actually pretty good here. The only advantage that Iori has over Midori is her raw damage. So let's say Mika does not get you the one team clear, you can use Iori for the remaining damage. I mean, yeah, this works pretty fine. I just don't like how Iori applies her AoE damage for the corridor phase. That's the main thing for me. But yeah, I think this team is better. Like, I like it a lot more. I don't know how to run this team. I don't think it's... I mean, it's not a bad team, but I think it's too clunky. It's too cost heavy. Like you have 5, 5, 6. And yeah, you can use this to make this cheaper, but at the beginning you're probably going to be going like 1, 2, 3, or like 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's going to be a little bit slower on the beginning, and then at the end you will probably do faster on the boss phase. But I don't know, I think it's not worth sacrificing corridor phase time to get a faster boss phase clear. So I think this one is better. Team's Torment is pretty impressive, to be honest. Well, this guy is obviously renting a second Himari. That's just too good. One thing I've been wondering is how many people want to have like a Himari replacement or competition. Because it doesn't seem to bother anyone that Himari, Ako, and Fuga are just there. Like they have no competition. They are just the queens of a special support, and no one can touch that spot, and no one seems to care about it. Like everyone seems to be super happy about that. I personally do not mind they are that good, but I would like to have more options. Maybe not like a direct replacement or like a direct competitor to them, but alternative. I don't know how can I explain it. I don't know if you get what I mean, but I think that the special category is like really poor right now. Yeah, Gregorius is good. We virtually don't use them, but is one out of how many raids? Let's see, we have got Shisat, Vina, Peroro, Chirokuro, Ghost, so we are 6 now, Kaiten, Hieronymus 7, Wakamo 8. So we have 8 out of 9 raids that use the same 3 special characters. Yeah, I mean, Nagis is good for Hieronymus. Yeah, that's true. But if you're doing insane or below, there is no way you pick Nagis over Himari or Ako. Like, it's just too much value that you give up with the Axel and the attack buff and everything. Or like the crit damage and crit rate buffs that Ako provide. I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, Himari is one of my favorite characters, so I'm fine with her being super strong, but at the same time, if you are like in the position I am, without Ako or New Year Fuka, you're very limited sometimes. And it was the same with Gregorius. I didn't have Minori or Summer Miyako at the time. She spooked me later. And when you miss 2 characters for one thing, you're virtually fucked. Like, you get hard limited by the lacking character. I guess a clear was faster for me than with Himari though. That's interesting though. I don't know. Like, I've tried hearing Hieronymus, and for me it was faster to use a rented Ako. I don't know. Like, personally, I value a lot the raw power you can get. Yeah, on Hieronymus, yeah. I don't know. I would have to try again. Maybe it's a setup thing. You never know. But at least on JP, for me, like, renting an Ako has been always the golden choice. It's been just too consistent. But yeah, like, there are alternatives, but I don't feel like any alternative right now comes close to the same level of power they have. Like, it's the same with, for example, Summer Miyako. She's actually a great example of a character that is just excellent and terrible at the same time. Because she's excellent at Gregorius, but I have never seen her being used anywhere else. But she's so excellent at Gregorius that she's like, you virtually are fucked if you don't have her. So I feel like Ako and Himari and Fuka are a bit like that, but everywhere else. Like, they are so excellent everywhere that you are in a big disadvantage if you don't have them. Like, you can still push through stuff without them. I've done it. I'm doing fine, but having them is a big advantage. My EN account has an easier time at so much stuff than my JP account, just because I have all 3. But because my JP account has more investment in characters, more experience, more gear, I get like faster clears and easier clears. But when my EN account reaches the same level of my JP account, my EN account will probably be better. Just because I have all 3 of them. Some Bunny Toki propaganda for the people that is thinking about skipping her. Chihiro. Between Christmas Serena and Chihiro, I think Chihiro is better. Yeah, Bunny Toki broke the internet when they announced her. I remember she was everywhere. She's still very present on everywhere. But it was like a month or 2 months of Bunny Toki everywhere, like Reddit, Twitter, everywhere was full of Bunny Toki. Being a Toki fan, this was an easy pickup for me. Also, like, How could I not pick Bunny Toki when I already have the whole Bunny collection? At this point, I had to do it. I had to get the whole CNC squad. Yeah. Yeah, I could not pick Toki. Also, she's really good. Probably the strongest bunny of the group. She's really useful in Kaiten too. She's like an upgrade over Chiroko. I also got Chiroko really late on this account, so I never invested too much into her, so Bunny Toki was an easy pickup for me because investing in a new character is easier than investing on the back catalog. But yeah, like Bunny Toki was like a good upgrade over Chiroko for shield breaking on Kaiten effects. It's the same cost, like she works just really well. I have also collected all the swimsuits. Thanks to being lucky on Samerizuna's banner rerun, I got here with one pull. And I was so happy because the first time Samerizuna came around, I went 290 pulls and I didn't have enough to reach 200 and I couldn't get her. So it was justice for me to get her with 110 pull. I just hope Nia is released soon so we can have more like Jin Yang Club members to accompany Chise. I like doing collections like the whole Arius squad, all the bunnies, all the CNC. One thing that is great they did in JP that I hope comes soon to Ian is that when you do mock battles, you can rent characters that you have already used. Like I always rent one of these two, and because it's a mock battle, I can do it again, which is great because it allows you to experiment stuff and to try to improve your scores and everything. Very low materials now. Oh wait, I'm missing just one. Let's see if I can get it within 6 stamina. Nice. Let's see if I can break my score with this little upgrade here. But yeah, Bunny Toki propaganda. I hope it works. I need to convert more people to Bunny Toki. Everyone was simping for Maidarisu. But Bunny Toki is the best choice. Yeah. Blocking the assist on mock battles is stupid. I'm glad they changed it. It just felt dumb because how are you supposed to experiment and try stuff when you can only do this when they are open and there is no like trial rooms or anything. So yeah, being able to make the most of the time you have the raids open is just great. Also, like the back to lobby option now is amazing. Like in global now, if you fail, you either restart or sacrifice the team. In JP, you can just press back to lobby and this team will not be considered like used, so you can replan your team around it. It's great. These quality of life changes are amazing. We're going to get down soon. Ah, freak. Wrong buff. I always use the wrong buff at least once. And that's so annoying. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't need to surrender to BS, you can just go back to lobby. Another change I hope they add one day is they allow you to rent 2 characters. Maybe not in the same team, but 2 characters per day. That way it would be even better, like less limitations and like I feel it would make the raiding experience a lot smoother, especially for free-to-play players. Like right now, if you miss 2 characters, like you're in trouble. But if they allowed you to rent 2, you could fix a lot of stuff. Green is just refusing to stay alive. But I cannot change the deployment, otherwise we will be in the front and she will die. One thing I've been thinking about lately is maybe start doing like variety gaming streams. Because while Blue Archive is like the main game, I cover news and stuff like that, I want to stream a little bit more, but there is not always like good stream content for Blue Archive. Even this, I've done these Great Wars in the raids many times. So maybe playing simple games like Vampire Survivor style games, or like this other game that was very popular, Holo Cure, or just simple games like that that are easy to watch and they're easy to chat with the people watching, like, and obviously like people could still come and make Blue Archive questions and stuff, but that would make like for a good background game while I discuss, I don't know, Blue Archive or anything in general. Or maybe play story-driven content games, like, I don't know, maybe playing mostly old games I could do, probably. But yeah, doing some variety. Just to fill the gaps with Blue Archive when there is no news and stuff like that. It's just that I don't know how I would do it. I'm still trying to get better at this stuff, but this period has been really busy, so it's going to be a lot of up and down in quality and like in time. But yeah, I would like to be able to do like 2 streams a month, like, or every other week is another way to put it. I don't know. It would be fun. I think it would be fun. I enjoy streaming, even though I know like I'm not trying to be a clown, so I know it's not like the most fun stuff, but I don't know, I chill a lot, I like talking with the chat. And maybe different games could open the possibility for like fun moments. There is a lot of stuff I want to try. I'm just a little bit afraid of doing it. I don't know how it will be received, and maybe people think that I'm changing stuff, like, because I will always cover Blue Archive. I love this game. I think it's a great game and I have a lot of fun with it, but I don't want to be like a one game channel. I want to do different stuff to keep like my options open. But there is like probably 99% of the people that watches the channel just watches it for Blue Archive, so I don't know, it's a little bit scary. Like I've been thinking of it about doing like all games I played when I was a kid, and doing like a little bit of storytelling about it, like with a little bit of humor in between. Not like a review of the game, but more like a little bit of historic facts about it and sharing experiences and seeing how I feel about the game now. Like a modern perspective of that game as an adult. It's always like fun when you look at the stuff you used to like and think it was really good, and then you try it again, and just realize, oh, it was not that good, or this is terrible. Like, I remember when I was a kid, this is going to make me, like, people will know how old I am with this, but when I was a kid and the Nintendo 64 was like the newest console back then, I would play Donkey Kong 64 and I would think, oh, this game is amazing, and then I tried it again as an adult and the game is terrible. Like, it's horrible. The controls are clunky, the stages are boring, the bonus games are stupid. Like, there are so many things wrong with that game, and I used to enjoy it so much as a kid. And now as an adult, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I was playing this for hours on end when I was a kid. I don't know if any of you have had that experience in the past, like going back to something that you enjoyed a lot and then it's like, oh god, it's not what I remember. Actually, the opposite has happened too. Like, I go to play games that I enjoyed as a kid and I enjoy them more as an adult. It's interesting. I really always found that really interesting, and I would like to do like some more narrative-driven videos. But I don't know. I don't know how people will take the long format and the narrative-driven content and stuff like that. But it would be a fun experiment. Maybe something I can do like once a month and see how it goes. Like, not invest too much into it and see how it's received, and an experiment. But for now, luckily, with all the JP news and the roadmap, I have a lot of Blue Archive content to cover, video-wise and maybe stream-wise when the new raid comes out and stuff like that. But in between, I don't know. I think I will just try it and see what happens. just try new stuff. Like in the end, like however it goes, I can never know if I don't try it. Yeah, exactly. And also it's not like if I try, it's going to kill the channel instantly. Like if I try and things doesn't work, like I just can stop doing it and keep doing what I do. But if I try and it works, yeah, exactly. Like yeah, I can try and then regret it, but if I don't try, like I could be missing on a chance. Especially now that the channel is doing fine in theory. Like the last month has been a little bit bad because there has been mostly no news in Blue Archive. But I don't know, like the channel has grown to a point that I didn't expect it to do. So just trying new stuff could be fun. And if it kills it, well, it was never live anyways. Nah, that's not fair. The channel is live. It's small, but I like it. It's also a fun hobby to have. But I think that's it for today. To briefly summarize everything before leaving. What I'm more excited about the announcement is the new raid, the new main story chapter, the quality of life updates. I'm really hyped about, especially the cafe update, having more income and more characters to visit, and like the chances for them to visit the cafe if you have the interactive furniture. I feel like they're all great updates, and I cannot wait to have them on. Regarding the collab, I'm not familiar with the characters, so I have no opinions regarding it. And I think they will be good, usual characters, but not meta. So if you're like me and you do not know the characters, you don't need to build for them. The new raid is made to fit the Sonic Strikers we have, and that's great. If you have them, if you don't, you will struggle, but hey, you can always figure something out, but it's gonna be a little bit harder, especially because there is no alternative to say so, because you will be doing either neutral damage or reduced damage if you don't have Sonic Strikers. Regarding global, the Ninja rerun is a good rerun to have. Kaho I'm gonna skip. I'm not sure if I will pull for any of the custom party. I already have Bunny Toki and Maidaliz on my JP account, and they're good, but I haven't been using them like too much, so I think this time around I may skip them. I will also skip Reisa. I will try to get Mina again. Minori I will get 100%. SRT Summer, both I'm getting. And then I'm saving, I'm skipping Summer Shiroko, most likely. And I'm gonna save for Hanako. It depends on my resources. And yep, that's pretty much it. I think that sums up everything. The advice I can give you for Chised is just make it so you can clear it comfortable. Do not worry too much about the ranks. Like reaching platinum, especially in EN, is hard because the thresholds are more tight than in JP, and people in EN on average scores higher than in JP, so it's harder to get there. And yeah, for Kaiten, Mystic is a pain in the ass, but you can do it if you have a good setup with New Year Kayako, which I don't have, so that's an issue for me. And the other two variants are pretty easy. Just go Mika boosting on the heavy armor and Aru boosting on the light armor versions, and that should carry you through it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I was not very prepared for it today, to be honest. I was extremely busy, but I tried to cover everything important, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye bye.